can't promise no spoilers in this review, but I can promise this won't be a spoiler full review, and this won't be a spoiler free review. Hey everyone, welcome to Sway Band Anime. Other than that, let's begin. So today I will be reviewing, some of you guys may have heard of the show and you might be enjoying it right now. Some of you guys may be liking it for other reasons. But I heard about the show in one of these Facebook groups I was a part of, and I was like, why wouldn't I not check it out? And so I bring to you Vanilla and Coffee review. Sorry if I'm saying it backwards or saying it right. I don't know if I'm saying it right or backwards. But anyway, let's move on. So we started off with our protagonist, female character. She was pretty decent. She matched the role. I found out that I literally read the manga. So I was just like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize I read the manga before reading this. We're seeing the whole show. And for those who don't know, Vanilla and Coffee is about this girl who falls in love with this boy who's like this rich man. It's the same story, like poor girl meets rich man and they fall in love, but it's mixed in with BDSM. And so maybe not BDSM, but mixed in with a lot of like sexual tension and some minor issues that I have with this show. This is a disclaimer, even though I didn't mention this before, but if you love this show, this may not be the video for you because I'm going to critique it a little bit. This is my opinion, and I know that you all may love the show, and so I don't want to make it or ruin the show for anyone who may love it, but I'm going to critique it a little bit. And I enjoyed the show, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it, but for different reasons, right? I'm going to get into those reasons in a moment after I explain the synopsis. So, you feel free to skip ahead if you've seen it. If not, I'm about to go around and give a synopsis. So let's begin. So Risa is a beautiful young university freshman. She grew up in the countryside, but has moved to Tokyo to complete her education. Although she has always had many male admirers and dreams of finding true love, no man has ever taken her fancy. At the university, male students fawn over her. But she is unimpressed by all of them. But her life changes fast when she meets Hiroto, a dashing, heroic stranger who works in a world of business. Although he treats her kindly and is gentle, he appears to have a dark secret that he carefully hides. Regardless, Risa finds herself irresistibly drawn to this new man in her life, and soon discovers that the feeling is mutual. Can true love bloom from a passionate romance? Will Hiroto become the coffee to Risa's vanilla? So what I just read to you guys was from this like Wikipedia page, like this Japanese, I don't know what it is. It's called Rakuten Viki. I don't know. It's like this, I'm probably gonna show it on the screen, but basically it's like this like kind of pseudo Wikipedia page that gives you a synopsis, because I wasn't gonna write one myself, I'm sorry. Someone's busy, me. But yeah, so I'm like, so that's the synopsis. The synopsis sounds more fancier than what it really is. So I want you guys to imagine this, okay? So this this show is like 50 Shades of Grey, but like not. It was like if we could write something around 50 Shades of Grey and do it, but like not have it be exactly 50 Shades of Grey and make it creepier, then yeah. And this show was way creepier than 50 Shades of Grey because the protagonist always looked scared. Okay, she was always looked scared. It was never a scene where Risa did not look scared. And I'm like, what? And this dude, like, okay, so Hiroto, he's a businessman, whatever, like that. That's cool. He got money, whatever. He will always come up behind her with his arm and he'll grab her by the neck and then he'll hug her from behind. Bro, wait, I'm gonna show a video of it too. But you know, I'm like, wait, what is this? And it's like reading a manga. I'm like, the manga is kind of like, oh, okay, it's kind of like corny, steamy. Like, okay, yeah, it's kind of fun to read. But seeing this in live action was very weird and alarming because it was like, wow, this seems very blanky. You know, this seems very blanky right now, and I don't know how to feel about it because the whole time she looked scared. Okay, and it's like different scenarios. There's different scenarios in there that like happens, right? Like we have one where he like basically, and forgive me if I'm wrong, because maybe I'm looking too deep into this, and maybe y'all know who are fans of this, but it's a part in there where he's like, he basically like stalked her for 2 years or so, like a year or so, 2 years or so. And because she had went to a coffee shop, you know, and he was like, hey, how you, I mean, she went to the coffee shop. He thought she was cute. She was trying coffee. He gave her a coffee and he asked for feedback, and she was like, this coffee is blah blah blah. Who cares about the coffee details? And these are coffee analogies. And so he was like, oh, that means I need to add more stuff to it. But then, like, yeah, so he wanted to thank her, and then he ended up asking her on a date years later, which is like that, but he was looking for her. Okay. And so I'm just like, yeah, that was kind of cute, question mark. Like, if a guy did that to me, I'd be like, cute? I don't know. Cute, like, I got my eye on you. Like, I don't know. Question mark. Cute. Ooh. Question mark. You know. So, like, yeah, so that's why I was like, I don't know about that. But then, like, it was just the way he grabs her, or the way he's possessive over her, and, like, it's like, it was some blanky scenes later the day, because it was like, oh, I can't hold myself back, or I don't know what I might do to you. You so cute. And I'm just like, bro, what do you mean you can't hold yourself back? Like, this is kind of, I don't know. I don't know. Sir, what do you mean you can't hold yourself back? I just thought that was super weird, in my opinion, because I'm like, why can't you hold yourself back? But he kept saying that several times, and then it was like one final time he was just like, I must have you, and he just like kisses her, and then they have sex. And then I was just like, is this consensual? Because she just looks scared the whole time. And then she like, then she comes over, I mean, then she makes it seem like she keeps going back, so it seems consensual, but it just seems like she was like peer pressured into having sex with him because she's physically attracted to him, but she was a virgin before that. And so it was just very weird with that. And then also, like, the way he grabs her all the time, I don't like that. Stop grabbing her like that. And then he was like, why was it entertaining another way? It was just ridiculously entertaining, so I couldn't help but laugh. Not because like this is like funny or anything like that. It was just like I couldn't help but laugh because it was very alarming in the way that their relationship was developing, and it reminded me so much of a bad version of Twilight and a worse version of 50 Shades of Grey. And I was like, and you know, when I was younger, I liked Twilight, so I don't really mind like the will they, won't they, you know, he has a dark past, blah blah blah. But this was just kind of alarming to me, and I was like, and like, I know like a lot of people will be like, this is so steamy, this is risque, this is so beautiful, this is great, and I'm just like, I don't know, I do not know. Like, this is very much, he grabs her, she looks scared, like, I don't know. And it's like, it's a point where she almost get blanked by one of his business partners, and like, it was weird because they like, people, it was like I don't know why the direction that it was going, it was like, will they, won't they, like, type thing. Like, it was like insinuated there would be a future romance to the guy who almost blanked her, and I was just like, almost blinked her, and I was just like, why is this insinuating romance? Like, this is weird. Like, and also, we ain't gonna call the police of this attempted blanking. And so, like, I just think that, like, it was just so, I don't know, it was alarming to watch. So I ended up binging, right? Because I like bad, like, movies and bad videos and stuff like that, and it became entertaining. Because it was just like, and I know it's not like, how did this become entertaining? This sounds so horrible, but it became entertaining because it was just so corny and so weird. And also, I recognized that no real people were in danger, but I am so somewhat alerted that I'm like, I hope people and young women and young people who watch this don't see this as a way that love is portrayed. Like, if a man is like stalking you for 2 years and he's like, yeah, I found you and I've been looking for you for a while, like, you know, and like that's not something you should keep your eye on. Or if a person is like, you know, like, if a person is just like, you know, grabbing you in that way that he grabs her, like, I think that that's something that you should be aware of and something you should be concerned about as you are dating. And I think a lot of folks are dating at this moment, so it's just like, I think, yeah, I just don't know. And I wish I can give you like more examples, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna put examples throughout the video. But yeah, and it's like this other part in there where he just kisses her, or it's just like this one part the way he kisses her, let me go back to that part. The way he kisses her is so weird. He kisses her so uncomfortable. It's not steamy at all. Like, you know, if you watch a video and sometimes you can be like, okay, I can let it go. It's steamy. It's somebody's kink. I ain't gonna kink shame. It's somebody's kink out there. But when she looks so viscerally uncomfortable, when she looks like she's just like cringing at she just looks scared, and I'm just like, I can't like feel like, oh, the sexual tension. Like, the sexual tension is bad. I don't know why they casted this dude to do it. He's not like, that's like he has like no sexual tension. I mean, I don't know why they casted this specific dude either, because he just seems uncomfortable doing it. So it just makes things look awkward when he's interacting with the actress. The actress is actually doing a good job, because she's supposed to be like, oh, innocent girl. But I feel like he is not giving her anything to work with, to be honest. But besides that, I've seen him in other stuff, and he's a pretty good actor. So I just think this wasn't a role for him, personally. But I just feel like, I don't know, it was very uncomfortable seeing this. And I was just like, it's like this other part. What's that part? It was like, there's another part where he feels like it's like episode 6 or something. I can't remember, but it's like a part in there where he's like kissing her, and like he's like, I want you to look me in the eye, because never when they have sex she looks him in the eye, which again makes me feel uncomfortable. Like, why are you like? She's just looking away the whole time, which is like, what the heck? Why are you looking away? Okay. Anyway, so she's like looking away the whole time. And like, it's just like really weird. And so like, he's like, and so in that part, he's looking at her and he's like, I need you to look at me. And when we're kissing, can you look at me when we have sex? He asked her to do something that was outside her comfort zone. And like, she was like, no, I can't do it. He wanted her to strip for him. Yeah. He was like, take off your clothes and strip for me. And she was like, no, like she did not feel comfortable with that. And because she didn't feel comfortable with that, it was just like, she just basically was like, no, to him. And he looked like he was upset that she didn't do something, and I'm just like, what? And then like, so like, he was upset that she didn't like do it, but then he looked at her and he was like, oh my gosh, you're so cute, and then started like kissing her and making out with her, and then it's like and while he was having sex with her, it was like the driest sex ever. All the sex scenes are dry. I'm gonna tell you that it was dry. The manga did it better. The manga did it better. But yeah, and it was just so dry, and I was just like, oh my goodness, like this can be so much better, but it is like not, like it's just so obvious. And usually I have like these rose-colored glasses when it comes to this type of stuff sometimes, you know, where I'm just like able to be like, oh, I can overlook it, or oh, that was kind of a sensual scene, that was kind of cute, you know, like that. But this, no, like my eyes are open. It was like too blatant. Like, I don't know what was about this like video. I don't know what was about this movie. I don't know what was about this show that like led me to feel so uncomfortable, but it was just like very much forced. It didn't feel consensual. That's the thing. It was like, at least with Bella and Edward, it was consensual, right? At least with Anna and Christian Grey, it was consensual for the most part. I think for the most part it was consensual. And so like but like for this show, it just didn't seem consensual. It just seemed like she's just taking it, and like, and again, it goes back to even things that we talked about, like, it goes back to things that I learned in like college and stuff like that, when we talk about like blank, is that a lot of times a lot of young women feel pressure to have sex, so they end up having sex because the guy is attractive, or because they want to feel love, or blah 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 blah, you know, a lot of things. And like, a lot of people are pressured into having sex, and so when they're having sex, they don't feel comfortable with that, and it's just like this thing of like, they're just allowing it to happen, and then years later it feels like sexual assault, and that makes sense, because a lot of times we should not be teaching young women in these dramas just to like, when sex is happening, just to lay there, like, you know, like, we should also teach them that sex is something that's enjoyable too. And I'm pretty sure she probably enjoys it later, I don't know. But it just seems like she doesn't really want the sex in the show, like Risa, but it just seems like he wants it, and she doesn't. Not that she doesn't want it, like, she doesn't like. She never initiates it. It's always him initiating it, right? He initiates the kiss. He initiates the sex. Anytime, anywhere, he initiates it, and she just like allows it to happen. And I don't know if it's like her inexperience with like men, or like whatever. And I understand in the manga it was like that, but in the manga it just seemed more consensual, you know. It just seemed that, and then like all these, oh yeah, also let's talk about this. All the men treating this woman like property was just weird. Everybody's just like, yeah, I'm gonna have Rita. No, I'm gonna have Rita. I'm like, did anyone ask Rita who she wants? Because regardless, like, you know, all the men in the show so far have been like putting their claim on Rita, like they can get her, but it's just like they're not asking her what she wants, so she just become an object. Where like, yeah, there's a difference between men like multiple men being interested in you, and like you becoming like an object to them, where they're like, I want you because you're something to have, versus like, I want to get to know you as a person and like talk to you and stuff like that. And I know this is not this type of show necessarily, but I think that at least allude to them wanting to be with her beyond just like sexual or property, right? And I don't know, it's just ridiculous, and the ridiculousness makes me laugh because like, good thing nobody is getting hurt in this. It's just so ridiculous, and it's hilarious how ridiculous it is, and how it even got booted, and how they even cast it votes. Like, I would at least make it like bare minimum, make it look consensual, like, you know, like make the actor seem like it's consensual, because I just think that it just doesn't seem consensual. Yeah, and I just think that this show is like, I would say watch it, right? And I also want to give a little speech to young people out there, and not just like young people, yeah, young people in general. Talk to that person, communicate, and if they don't respect that, please leave, because I think that this show is not a good indicator of real life, and that like this can lead to very abusive tendencies. And it feels like he's more leaning towards like emotional abuse towards her. And I know that's like a big claim, like it's a TV show, but I just feel like in the fantasy world, yeah, that's cute. In real life, not as cute, right? And I don't know. I want you guys to realize that. Other than that, this has been Sway Band Anime. Peace.